Good morning. In this presentation we are going to see how we can trade in MCX crude oil today. Before looking into that, let us see what happened yesterday and what we expected yesterday. Yesterday crude market opened around 5180. You can see the tiny candlestick. This is the zone where the market opened yesterday, and we expected crude to continue its downtrend, having this 5320 as a major resistance for crude oil. So we expected selling to continue till that zone. Let us see what happened after that. So after the price opening, you can very well notice that the crude straight away it showed some drop. So you can very well notice that the crude continued its downtrend after the price opening. It just didn't go and test this high or test some resistance, key resistance level. After the price opening itself, the crude dropped down continuously, and it took some support around 5160, because this is the zone where the market took some support on the previous day. You can very well notice that after taking some support here, the market went up and closed here. So exactly in the same zone the market tried to show some support, and after it was successful breaking the support in the earlier session, but after that the market 5160 provided some support for crude oil. You can very well notice that this 5160 provided some support for crude oil, and it pushed the market to 5190. You can notice that this 5190 acted as a resistance for crude, just because on the previous day you notice that you can notice this 5105 from 5120 is a closing, and this 5120 provided some resistance for crude trading on the previous day. So that is the reason this 5120 again acted as an intermediate resistance for crude oil. You can see one time it tried to test 5120 and again came down and tested this 5160. It was not successful, and again it went up and tested this, and after it was quite successful in breaking this 5160, and it tried to test the major support zone of 5120. So the market even came down and tested this 5000 after testing this 5120, and because this is a support zone, again we want to say whenever we say a support, it is not a single line, it is a particularly a zone, and it just gave a bounce back and closed around 5175. When we see the overall price look of what happened yesterday, you can from the price opening. So only after the price opening, the market was completely dominated by the sellers. You can very well notice that other than this part, the market tried to give a bounce back, and there was a failure in bouncing back. And it was yesterday's market also is completely dominated by the sellers. And today we are expecting crude to open around 5160. This is the zone where we are expecting crude to open. Even it can go and open much lower also, a bit lower, not much lower. It can open bit lower around 5150 to 5160. This is the zone where we are expecting crude to open for today. So since the expected price opening is also below the previous day's price opening, we can say today also we can expect crude to continue its downtrend. But what we can do is that we can decrease the stop loss zone we can, in order to protect our profit, we can decrease the stop loss zone, or we can if we have sufficient funds, you can also go ahead and test this 5320 again. Else what you can do is that you can decrease the stop loss to 5260, and you can put a stop loss around 5280. So what we expect today is that today also we are expecting crude to continue its downtrend, having a major resistance around 5260. And if you have clients only, if you have sufficient funds, you can go for an average till 5320 also. But one more important thing which we want to say today is that today we have crude oil inventory report around 8 p.m. So make sure that you closely monitor the market when the price is hitting, when the time is around 8 p.m. because it can provide us a good direction also. So if the trend continues, if any the report is against buyers, surely we can expect the market to test this 5120, and then you can go still further and test 5060. So today we are expecting crude to continue its downtrend. Kindly follow the support and resistance very carefully, because the reason why we are insisting on the day's support and resistance with the help of intraday chart is that always the market traces a particular path. It is not that it is showing some other different price directions every day. because you can very well notice as 5190 acted as a resistance on the previous day. Now it is acting as a resistance on today also. Yeah, because always the market forms a pattern. If you closely monitor the intraday charts, you can easily analyze that. Even you can see, notice that 5130, this was the low, but you see exactly 5130 was the low which was created on the previous day. So always the market tries to follow and trace a particular path. It is not every day it's following a different path. So even whatever the support and resistance we have marked every day, it is not that after the price taking a particular direction we are marking that. Based upon the histories of chart, we did this work a few weeks or few months before, whenever the price was staying in that direction in this zone. Now it is helping us to identify the support and resistance. We advise you to practice this type of analysis you base, because support and resistance are the underlying structure for the market trading, and basic underlying structure for even for technical analysis also. If you can master support and resistance, you can go very easily with technical analysis. Today we are expecting gold, the crude to continue its downturn for today, and today we have crude oil inventory report also. So kindly monitor the support and resistance whenever you are going to average for more than 100, and because since the stop loss zone is much higher, because if it is starting from 160, at least you need to go for 100 and 120 points average. So whenever you are going to average for a huge price, because there is no other go, because the price has dropped a lot, and we need to have a very good cushion for our stop loss. Whenever you average, try to make sure that you book profit for the average lots at regular intervals. We keep on saying this thing because this will help you to minimize your loss and maximize your profit. So that means that if you are going to take a sell around 5260, it is one of the average. Try to book profit around some 40 points. It is based upon the available funds and money management techniques which you follow, but booking profit for average lots is a good practice while averaging with the trend. So thanks a lot for watching our video. Let us see what's going to happen during our trading session. Happy trading. Take care. Bye.